loved ones, welcome back to my channel. So today we have another Cooking 101 segment, and today I'm going to be making collard greens. Okay, so I do not have the bundles of greens because I don't have time to soak them, cut them up, clean them. So I already bought 2 bags. This is the Cut and Clean greens. They're triple washed. They are already cleaned and everything. So I'm gonna use 2 bags of these. You can pick these up at Stater Brothers for like $2.49. I'm gonna use a half a bell pepper, a small white onion, some garlic. I'm going to use a ham hock, 2 cups of water, and to season the greens, I'm going to use my usual season that I use on everything that I cook, which is Lawry's garlic salt and garlic seasoning salt, some black pepper, some Body of Complete seasoning, a little bit of cayenne to add a little spice. Sometimes I do add a jalapeno or a serrano pepper to my greens, but I'm just going to add some cayenne pepper to add a little bit of spice, and a couple of red pepper flakes. And matter of fact, let me get those out because I totally forgot about those. Okay, so wherever they are, I'll pull them out as soon as I start cooking. But yeah, I'm going to use some red pepper flakes, also some pepper. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And I'm also going to use a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. So let's get started making these collard greens, okay? Stay tuned. First, we're going to start off with 1 tablespoon of butter. We're going to let that melt, and then we're going to add the bell pepper, the onion. And later on, after the onion and the bell pepper get a little bit translucent, we're going to add the garlic. So if you hear all that sizzling and stuff, that is my pork chops frying on the side. So yes, for my meal, I'm going to make my buttered potatoes, some collard greens, and some pork chops. And I will also show you how I make my buttered potatoes, and they are so delicious. That is my next recipe. I cook those all the time. Sometimes I make mashed potatoes, but I make those more than I do mashed potatoes or smothered potatoes. Get out the kitchen, Sunday. Get out the kitchen.
Come here.
Go over there with your daddy. Okay, so now we're going to add the bell pepper and onion. Stir that up, and we're going to let those get translucent. We're also going to add the red pepper flakes right now. Okay. Okay, the red pepper flakes. Okay, that should be enough. Don't want them too spicy. Stir those around, let them sit for a little bit. Okay, the onions and bell pepper are not all the way translucent. Now we're going to add the garlic. And I'm going to just add like a half a teaspoon, around this much. Stir it around. And let it incorporate with the bell pepper and the onion and the red pepper flakes. Let that brown just for a little while. So this is our base for our ham hock. The pork chops are delicious. But I already have a recipe on my pork chops. I fried them and I smothered them. And I will leave my Cooking 101 playlist down below under this video, okay? so go ahead over and check out how I make my pork chops, because I fry them and I smother them like I said before. Okay, so now we're going to add the ham hock right in the center right there, and 2 cups of water. Okay, I think I'm going to add a little bit more water because I wanted to cover the ham hock, but I'm not going to use all that water for the actual greens because you don't need that much water for greens. So we really just want this ham hock to get a little soft, and we want some of the meat to spread a little bit. So I am going to cover this up so it can kind of smother, and it can the ham hock could absorb all of the heat once I put a top on it, and it will fall apart on its own. Okay, so we're going to do that, and that's probably going to take at least 30 to 45 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to add the 2 bags of collard greens. You see the water reduced a little bit, so we're just going to add those. And it's 2 bags. It looks like it's going to be a lot, but once it wilts down, it's going to be a little bit of nothing. So the ham hock was boiling in the liquid for about 45 minutes. So we're going to let the greens marinate with the ham hock for another 45 minutes, or until they get a little tender. And collard greens take the longest to get tender. I usually like to mix collard greens with turnip greens, but they didn't have turnip greens, so it's just going to be all collard greens. And that's Sunday acting cray cray. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of some old chicken grease. And this gives it flavor. So that is about 1/4 cup of chicken grease. You don't have to use chicken grease. You can use olive oil, but I like to use stuff with flavor, as you guys can tell from the majority of my videos. So now I'm going to also season the greens right now with a little bit of seasoning salt. Garlic salt. Pepper. My Badia complete seasoning. A little bit of cayenne pepper. Don't put too much because you know we already added the red pepper flakes to the onions and bell pepper. And a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce. So right now I had it on high heat when I was boiling the ham hock. So now I'm going to put it on medium high heat. And I'm going to stir it so I could get the bell pepper and onion throughout the greens, and to incorporate the seasoning throughout all of the greens. And this is just a simple way to cook greens, since we didn't have to clean them or cut them or anything like that. We're just going to sit here and let them cook on their own. Okay, so as you see, they wilted down a lot. So out of all the greens, the collard greens are the toughest out of all the greens. The turnip greens, the mustard greens, kale, this one is the toughest. So we're going to let that cook a little longer than we'll do the mustard or the turnip greens. Okay, so now we're going to put the top on them, and we're just going to go ahead and let that cook. Okay, you guys, I hope you can hear me over my fan that's over my stove. But the greens are done. I let this cook for about 45 minutes to an hour. As you see, the ham hock pulled apart. And it's done. I'm not going to plate it up because I'm not finished with the rest of my dinner. But that is how the greens came out. Let me give it a taste. Perfect. They are so good. Okay, so you guys have to try this recipe. If you guys want to see me do anything, just go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me see what you want me to cook next. And I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye.